Howdy my friends, and welcome back to another YouTube video. Getting right into it. So what I did do off camera was the front half, but it's all the same. So I pre-sectioned the back into 3 equal sections, and then I pre-sectioned those into 3 more sections, to which I then split into 6. Does that make sense? And you are going to alternate the braid. So for this particular style, what I did off camera, which is what you can kind of see here, is you're always going to, or for this particular style, I'll say, you're going to kind of curve it so that it's not straight, but start it off as kind of like a U shape. So the first braid is going to kind of curve over the space of the second braid, I guess. And the second braid is going to, I think I'm explaining this so weird. For my visual learners, this is perfect for you. For my ones who, oh my God, I'm recording outside. Sorry, guys. For my friends who require the detailed explanation of this, I'm so sorry. I'm terrible at explaining this, but this top portion of the third section that I have created, instead of going straight horizontally like I did the other 2 sections beneath it, I curved it off to the side, to the left, to create this horseshoe or this U. And then I have other videos on how to create these one-sided braids, but you're going to then braid most of this top braid so that the braid sits to the left side rather than in the middle of the braid. That's going to create the how do I say, the U shape for this particular look. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to cross alternating triangles all the way down. I'm explaining this so crazy. I apologize, guys. I edit it and I'm like, yes, this is perfect. My followers will see exactly what I'm doing and get the gist, but I just realized I'm just explaining it so crazy. So if you have any tips in the comments below of how I can be a better like how I can explain this better to you guys, or just things that I could do to kind of help you understand what I'm doing for my people that I can't really help physically, please let me know in the comments. I welcome all feedback, good and bad. So please just let me know what I could do better, because I really just want to help you guys understand what I'm doing, So this is like normal now. So I'm just stitch braiding like normal, how I do my typical method with the comb. And instead of braiding this all the way down straight, I kind of braid it all the way down to the corner, because that's kind of where these braids are going to sit. That's how you create like a perfect crisscross alternating braid. You got to braid them to the corners. So now I have finished my first section, and I'm going to braid this like normal. So, that was a weird cut. I'm going to braid this like normal, just doing my typical feed-in style, alternating both sides. Oh my gosh, so I just learned something new. When people call you while you're trying to do a voiceover, it completely stops everything. So apologize for that little weird space right there, but we just learned something new. We learn something new every day. Okay, like I said with the video, and again, I'm recording outside, guys. I didn't have time to record in my house today, so I'm recording this behind the barbershop, and it's all windy and noisy, and I apologize for any excess noise or wind you might hear in the audio. Hopefully it doesn't sound terrible. I will listen to it, and if it's terrible, I will just re-record it, and this conversation never happened. But if it isn't, I could leave it in. I'm just rambling. Okay, so again, going back to the video and what I'm doing, I'm just stitch braiding like normal. And like I said, for this particular look, you're going to go to the corners. So you're going to braid it all the way down, but keep it of each section, but keep it to the corners, because that's going to create such a flush crossover effect. Oh my gosh, I might have to go inside, guys, because there's so many noises out here. It's crazy. But yeah, so once I get to the next corner, I'm just going to continue to braid like normal, continuing down with the flow. And yeah. Okay, it is important to note that when your client or your spouse or your son or whoever you are braiding, if they have textured or curly hair, it is important to note that you need to smooth the pieces out while you're braiding, to prevent like little bubbles or curly knots within the braid itself while you're braiding. Anybody who has braided 4C hair knows exactly what I'm talking about, but you need to smooth the hair. The molding gel, which anybody who's wondering, I use BTL Gold Jar. It's the Gold Jar by BTL line. That is my preferred use of, or that's my preferred gel that I like to use. But make sure you have a good molding gel, because that's going to essentially help you braid curlier or tighter textured hair and have the braid look smooth, flush, and clean. So make sure you invest in a good molding gel, and do not be stingy with the products. Don't go overboard with the products, but do not be stingy with the products, because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, the product is, I'll say, about 40% of the braid itself. And if you do it right and apply it right, it takes out all the mechanical work of actual braiding. Like it make sure that your braids are tight and flush. It allows you to hold the hair how you need to hold it. It just basically makes your work and your job 10 times easier. So make sure you guys invest in a good braiding gel. All right, moving on to the next section. You're just gonna, watch carefully what I'm doing. So the curve now is gonna go in the opposite direction. So we're still gonna keep, especially this first little half crescent part, it's gonna go, so the braid is gonna sit on the inside of that little hump, because that's essentially, again, what creates the overall look of this style. It's the positioning of the beginning of this braid. So watch carefully what I'm doing here. Like I said, I do have other tutorials where it explains how I do the one-sided braids. If this is a little confusing, if you don't feel comfortable doing the one-sided braids, you can always put the braid in the middle. That doesn't, necessarily kill the style. I think braiding is a very creative and fun outlet, and you can, or mode of creativity. It's an extension of being creative and an artist, so you can make it your own, guys. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be completely exactly what I'm doing. I'm just showing you guys how I achieve this particular look. Have fun with it. Make it your own, you know what I'm saying? So, but watch carefully is what I'm doing, because I did switch my hand placement up here. As you can saw, I was going to the left and I flipped it back so that I could create the hump, but also continue on with the rest of the braid style. So again, like I said, we're gonna braid each of these little sections all the way down to the corner rather than straight down, and then crisscross this over. For those wondering, styles like these normally take me about 2.5 hours to braid from start to finish. I do offer shampoo and blow dry services, so it'll take about 3 depending on the length, texture, and density of the hair after I shampoo. Straight hair, I braid a little damp, so I don't always blow dry that to its fullest capacity, but curly hair, always I blow dry as smooth and efficient as possible, just to make sure that, again, that my base is flush. Like I said, the braid gel is about 40% of your braid style. Your base and how you properly prepare it is about 10 to 20% of what's going to create a successful braid style, right? So you're just going to continue, like I said, you can continue essentially just to braid this all the way down like normal, all the way until you get to the end like you see. But again, this is it. This is a simple style. I know it looks crazier, but when you break it down step by step, it's actually a very, very simple, clean, and fun style to do. I'm not gonna lie. I think she had a total of 8 braids total. So take your time, guys. I think, like I said, the most important part is pre-sectioning out, making sure your sections are properly spaced out and aligned, so that way when you do get to braiding, you could just bang it out. You know what I'm saying? So and like I previously stated, guys, if you have any tips or tricks on how I could be better in explaining myself, please let me know in the comments below. I just want to help everybody achieve their hair goals and dreams, and you know what I'm saying. So just let me know, give me some feedback. Let me know where I can do better myself as a educator, a world educator. So Like right here, you can see that I'm smoothing out the hair as I braid. The hair gets a little tangly as I braid it, but this is important to make sure that, like I said, everything is flush and smooth at the end. And you're gonna braid down like normally until you get to the bottom, and then boom, you have a beautiful hairstyle. And I just want to take a second to thank each and every one of my subscribers. I wouldn't have made it this far without you guys, you know, so I appreciate all the love and support like always. And you know, without y'all there would be no me, so you know, I appreciate you all. And you know, thank you so much. So this is what it looks like once the side is finished, and then I went ahead and completed all 3 sides, and this is what we're working with, guys. So again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate and love every single one of you guys, and until the next video, bye.